What's up, YouTube? Maybe this video will help me understand some stuff, man. When they kept saying Carmelo Anthony stabbed Austin McCaff exposed after video evidence showed the attack. The real reason why. What's up, YouTube? How y'all doing? Uncle Michael on vacation, man. Since I've been in San Francisco and Sacramento. I'm in Sacramento now, which is an hour away. Oh, Lord. I got to catch an Uber back to the airport to go to the Philippines. So I'm having fun, man. This is costing me a lot. But anyway, it's worth it. Check it out, man. Y'all hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell. I thought they was talking about Carmelo Anthony, the basketball player. The brother that played basketball that retired now or something. Anyway, y'all hit that subscribe button, hit that bell. Let's check it out.
Cut to the Chase TV. What's up, fam? It's your boy Cut to the Chase TV. Be sure to hit the like and subscribe button, and be sure to share this video. I got some news for you Negroes today. Carmelo Anthony stabbed Austin Metcalf to death at a track meet, and the moment the news hit the internet, everybody became divided and two groups of people has formed. On one hand, you got people saying it's self-defense. Austin Metcalf grabbed Carmelo Anthony. Carmelo Anthony was in fear of his life, so he had the right to get a motherfucker up off him. Then on the opposite hand, you got people calling Carmelo Anthony a cold-blooded killer. He deserved to have the needle in his arm. How come he didn't listen to Austin Metcalf? If he would have removed himself from the tent like Austin told him to, none of this would have happened. I'm gonna say this about the whole situation. I think everybody's acting overly emotional, and I think everybody's racial bias is causing their views to be extreme. I explain what I'm saying. Everybody's talking about race. Everybody pointing the finger at each other saying, you're racist, no, you're racist. Why are we speaking about race when none of the kids are racist? I looked at Carmelo Anthony background, tons of white friends. He go to an all-white school. He come from a two-parent household. His family got a lot of money. It seemed like he was brought up the right way. And I looked at Austin Metcalf background. Sports, tons of black friends. Everything he posts on Twitter, he's talking to black kids. He reposting black athletes. He calling black kids his brother. So it don't seem like he was racist neither. But you got the adults in this whole situation talking about race.
Damn.
Carmelo Anthony parents ain't talking about race, and Austin Metcalf parents ain't talking about race. So how about we leave that out of this equation? Only thing I care about is right and wrong.
I can't wait till the rest of the world catches up with him and me. I mean, I'm colorblind, man. I try my best to be colorblind, man. I don't look at the race thing. I try to look at in last place. It should not be about race. And why is this guy holding his hand? Dude, I know it ain't that serious. Two men need to be holding hands to me. I'm a stickler, man. I'm sorry.
We're going to go down that rabbit hole right now. Because to be honest with you guys, I think Austin Metcalf played a role in his own demise. And I think Carmelo Anthony played a role in his own solitary confinement. And I explain. Let's start with Carmelo Anthony. It's raining at a track meet. You want to get out the rain. You go sit up on another team tent. You become approached. They tell you got to bounce. You don't belong here. Why you just didn't get up and leave? You know you was in the wrong. They caught you red-handed. They don't want you under their tent. You know the rules. You've been running track. Get your ass up and leave. It ain't no argue. I'm not going anywhere. That's not how the world works. That's all I'm saying. And why did you have a knife in your backpack to begin with? Now, I'm not saying nobody should arm themselves, but nigga, you had a track meet in Frisco. Chances are you safe. You didn't need that knife. I'm just saying that. Let's go to Austin. It's raining. Carmelo Anthony goes up under your tent. You confront him. You tell him he gotta bounce. Carmelo Anthony replies, I ain't going nowhere. The moment he tells you that, discussion is over with. You don't supposed to say nothing else back to him. You gonna get a resource officer. You gonna get a teacher. You gonna get your coach. You don't just grab him and try to remove him yourself. Because at that point, he got the right to defend himself. That's all I'm saying. And as you can see, Carmelo Anthony defended himself, and Austin Metcalf ends up dead. It's a whole uproar. Damn. Everybody's wondering, how could this happen? How did we?
Damn, I didn't know that I just knew he stabbed the guy. Real reason why Carmelo Anthony stabbed Austin. Wow, I didn't know he died. That's all, man. Y'all don't get the 3 or 4 when this came past my ears. Whew, God dang, I just know the dude stabbed somebody. I'm assuming he just got stabbed a couple of times and he in the hospital, a couple of stitches, he good. I didn't know he died, man. That's crazy, man.
And as you can see, Carmelo Anthony defended himself and Austin Metcalf ends up dead. It's a whole uproar. Everybody's wondering, how could this happen? How did we get to this point? And I'm going to tell you the real reason why this happened. Ego, pride, immaturity, and the number one factor why this happened, they are kids. When I was 17, another kid couldn't tell me to do shit. I done been in Carmelo Anthony's shoes.
They're in high
I done
school.
been sitting on the wrong side of the bleachers in high school. A student approached me. You ain't supposed to be over here anyway. Go back to your side. Nigga, what? I ain't going nowhere. That's how teenagers act. They ain't gonna take kind to another kid telling them what to do. And I get Austin Metcalf's point. It's my tent. This my area. I want you removed. It's not even that you bothering me. It's just the simple fact I don't know who you are and you think you just can roll up under my tent because it's raining. Hell no, it don't work like that. That's exactly what happened. Austin Metcalf approached him. Words was exchanged. Nobody was willing to back down. Carmelo Anthony stood his ground. You put your hands on me, see what happened. Austin Metcalf said, really? That's how we coming? Grabbed him. Tussling. Austin Metcalf ended up stabbed in the chest. Now, this is where everybody go their separate ways. Because I'm under the impression Carmelo Anthony had the right to defend himself. Once Austin Metcalf grabbed him, he had the right. They on bleachers. It's not level ground. I don't know what you gonna do. You might try to throw me down the bleachers. I fall.
But hold up, man. There was no weapons involved. But I don't know. I'm still learning, man. I don't want to speak too fast. I'm still learning what went down. But one little kid had no weapon and the other one had a knife. Why you got a knife? Why you bringing a knife to school? That's what I want to know. If you that much of I ain't going nowhere, you should have stood your ground with your fists. Those your weapons. That's it. He got his fist, you got your fist. Let's see who gonna kick who out of this tent.
Oh, but my head, I'm dead. You might sucker punch me. I'll fall down the bleachers. If I'm on the bleachers and anybody grab me, I'm defending myself to the fullest. Because at this point, it's either me or you. Let's just be real, man. I done sat on them bleachers before, man. A fist can be a deadly weapon. You hit a motherfucker hard enough and he go tumbling down them bleachers. You can suffer a head injury and you may not never be the same again. You see what happened to young Scooter? He died jumping the fence. The activity we all done did before. We all done jumped the fence. We all done had a fight before. But that don't mean that a fight can't end deadly. That's all I'm saying. So we all agree. I hope we all agree that Carmelo Anthony had the right to defend himself. Now, where everybody differ at, did he have a right to use deadly force? Did the force he used was right? Because I'm under the impression if somebody hitting you with a pillow, that don't mean you just can take out your weapon and shoot him in the head. Yes, you defending yourself, but nigga, that was just over excessive. So when we look at Carmelo Anthony, when we look at Austin Metcalf, we all agree that Austin Metcalf was the aggressor. If I tell you to move, you don't want to move, and I try to physically remove you, I'm being aggressive as hell. Everybody don't play that. I'm a grown ass man. I don't even play that. If I'm sitting somewhere and somebody tell me to move, and I don't move fast enough, that don't mean you put your hands on me, because it's going to end real bad. Let's just be honest about that. We seen niggas get thrown out the club. When that bouncer grabbed their ass and forcibly removed them, nobody likes to
I was just thinking that.
You gonna fight, you gonna elbow, you gonna try to get them the fuck up off you. And I think that's what Carmelo Anthony did. I just wish he didn't use deadly force. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying it was right. I'm not saying it was wrong. All I'm saying is the moment Austin Metcalf put his hands on Carmelo Anthony, he had the right to defend himself. You get what I'm saying? Because we keep talking about this whole situation, And we automatically act like Austin Metcalf was the authority figure. Why he didn't listen to Austin? Austin told him to get up. He should have just did what Austin told him to do. They are kids.
Damn.
Kids do things like that. I'm sitting somewhere, another kid tell me to move. I'm not just gonna get up and walk away. Who are you?
That's true.
You got to get a teacher or a principal to remove me. That's how kids think, man. I've been in Carmelo Anthony's shoes. I done had a kid try to tell me to get up and leave. And I'd be lying to you if I said I got up and walked away because a kid told me to leave. I'm not going on my side. Yeah, I'm on the wrong side. I'm on the visitor side. You got to make me leave. I ain't going nowhere. Who you think you is? I done
We're
did
on the
that
same
before.
level.
A lot of kids
It's a
do
level
that.
thing.
Go to your average high school game. Kids sit on the wrong side. Kids sit in areas they don't supposed to be sitting in. And try to have a student tell a kid he got to bounce. And watch what that kid look at that student and say. So let's not act like Carmelo Anthony is doing anything that normal kids don't do. They talk a lot of shit. And they ain't moving just for the simple fact that you told them to. You ain't finna show me up in front of everybody. It's raining, hell no. I'm standing right here. You see what I'm
Man
saying?
with the GoPro.
And take Austin Metcalf. Everybody calling him a racist. That's what kids do. This is my area. Hey man, you gotta bounce. Territorial. This is my tent. This is my school. Who him? He got another tracksuit team on logo on his shirt. He gotta bounce. We don't rock with them. Get up out of here. I don't give a damn about it's raining. Peace. Right?
Damn.
So that's why we ended up here. Has nothing to do with race. Because I'm under the impression if a black kid walked up to Carmelo Anthony and told him he got to bounce, I don't think Carmelo Anthony is just getting up walking away. I'm thinking he saying the same thing to a black kid. I ain't going nowhere. And if a black kid make a threat to him, I think Carmelo Anthony would have said the same thing. Touch me and see what happened. I mean, come on now. Let's be real about this whole situation. Austin Metcalf. I think if it was a white kid from another school sitting on the Austin Metcalf tent, I think Austin Metcalf would have approached him as well. Hey, buddy. This is our tent.
Hey, buddy.
You ain't one of us. You gotta bounce. You see what I'm saying? And you see what the friends and everybody said about Austin Metcalf, he was a leader. He do this type of stuff all the time. So I'm starting to think Austin Metcalf was the type of kid, if you sitting under his tent, he gonna have you bounce. And I feel like most of the time he was successful in doing it, but he ran across Carmelo Anthony. That's all I'm saying. Now, my prediction on this case, I know a lot of people is gonna be mad. A lot of people is emotionally invested in this case. But I don't think Carmelo Anthony is going to get a lot of time. I really don't. I think he might plead to a lesser charge. Don't be surprised if Carmelo Anthony get a 7-year sentence.
That's
Don't
long.
be surprised.
7 years is long, cuz.
People
I
say
don't
it's
care.
premeditated. People saying he went looking for trouble. But Austin Metcalf approached him. If he was never approached by another student and never got hemmed up, I don't think Carmelo Anthony would have stabbed anybody that day. Can we be honest and say that?
You're going under the wrong tent.
Yes, he was arrested. Yes, he was charged with first-degree murder. Yes, his bail was placed at $1 million. I thought that was too high. I'm like, damn, I get it's a murder, but $1 million? I seen niggas get killed in the hood all the time. They bail don't be $1 million. They bail be $200,000. $20,000 you get out. So I wasn't surprised when Carmelo Anthony got his bond lowered to $250,000 because I thought that $1 million bond was excessive. If Pookie killed Lil Ray Ray, Pookie getting the $200,000 bond. What makes this case so special? There's a $1 million bond. A life is a life. Whether you're a gang member, whether you're a civilian. So I was very uncomfortable by that bail set amount. I'm just being honest with you guys. And Carmelo Anthony, he posted bond. He was released today. A lot of people was mad. A lot of people was in their feelings. And the reporter asked some questions when Carmelo Anthony was walking out of jail. And a lot of people thought she was wrong. A lot of people thought she was thirsty. And a lot of people thought it was poor taste for her to be there asking this young man these type of questions. I'm going to play the video, and then we're going to come back and break this whole situation down. Let's go.
What kind of questions did she ask? What kind of questions? We're up.
Carmelo, do you have anything that you'd like to say? Anything that you'd like to say to the victim, to the family of the victim? Why were you armed, sweetheart?
Now, you heard what she said? You have anything to say to the victim? Why was you armed, Carmelo? Now, you know his lawyer had a talk with him before all this happened. We're going to walk out of here. The paparazzi going to be outside. The reporter's going to be outside. Wherever they ask you a question, don't answer it. Don't even make eye contact with them. Just keep walking straight. Put on a poker face. Don't engage with the paparazzi and media at all. This is a high-profile case. We don't want you opening your mouth saying the right thing. Don't even say you innocent, nigga. Just walk straight to the car and we're going to drive away. So she wasting her time.
Don't say a word.
She know he ain't going to answer that question. Right. Talking about what's your self-defense claim? Like he really going to stop and give you an interview. When it's a high-profile case, everybody's emotionally invested. Everybody's views are extreme. And this case is showing a lot of people insecurities. A lot of you guys are insecure about race. A lot of y'all are. Y'all ain't happy with yourselves. Y'all take pride in little small victories. And I'm just like,
small
dang,
stuff.
I ain't cut from that cloth, man. I call it how I see it. I don't give a damn if you black, white, brown. I don't care. But let's continue.
Green, orange, turquoise,
Carmelo, why were you armed at school?
lavender.
Explain your self-defense. How is this self-defense?
Excuse me.
No, you can't say.
They ain't get nothing. That's 3 questions. That was it. 2 from her and 1 from some other person. I heard a different voice. They ain't say nothing. She did the best job, though. At least she put her questions out there that didn't get answered. That's what they do, man. That's crazy.
Y'all see that? Carmelo Anthony is free. $250,000 bond. He drives away. He got to wear an ankle monitor. He get to go home and prepare for trial. And this is what I mean when I say everybody views are extreme about this case. Everybody racial bias is getting in the way. Because you actually got people mad that his bond was $250,000. They wanted it $1 million. They wanted him the needle in his arm. And I'm like, you guys are sick. I'm waiting for the facts to come out. $250,000, that seems about right. I'm just being honest. Let's not get stupid about this whole case. The hell is wrong with you people, man? 17-year-old kid. You know, some people call it a mistake. But hey, man, he got the right for a fair trial.
A fair trial.
Just like we reserved judgment on Kyle Rittenhouse. Just like we reserved judgment on Trayvon Martin, George Zimmerman. George Zimmerman was a grown-ass man. Trayvon Martin was 16 years old, and George Zimmerman's defense was, I was scared. Trayvon Martin didn't have no weapon. And everybody say, yeah, he stood his ground. What's the difference?
He had weapons. He had his fists. What are you talking about, cuz? He had, like you said, using the words that came out your mouth. I don't know how hard he can hit with that fist and might knock me down the bleachers. George, man, they pleaded their case, man, and I felt bad that it wasn't enough evidence, and that stupid little girl got on the. Oh man, y'all, that little girl with her little ghetto attitude. I'm glad she changed her life around. Come on, y'all, y'all ghetto heads. Y'all gotta get smarter than that, man. Them street smarts is whack. Them street smarts is whack as hell. But George proved his case. He was scared. The little boy was on top of him, beating him up. I feared for my life. I had to do something to get him off me, so I shot him. Simple as that. You know, now I can see in this young boy's case, if the whole team jumped him, so I had to defend myself because it was more than one person. So I started stabbing people. But you stabbed one person, like you came after that one guy. You went to his tent. You went to his tent. You went to his tent. I don't care if it was raining or not. You went to his tent with a weapon. So that's why it's $1 million. You got to figure, if you didn't never go to his tent, none of this would have happened. If you would have never brought a knife to that's almost like premeditated, man.
I'm confused now.
I mean, people can stretch it that far.
I thought we liked when people invade your personal space and attack you. You got the right to put them down. I thought we liked that.
But you went to their territory. That's just like you go to somebody else's hotel room. I'm in the hotel, right? I'm going to go to the hotel room with a knife in my hand. They don't know I got the knife. Like, yo, man, this ain't your hotel room. Get out of here. I don't care if it is raining. And then the people start pushing you out because they don't know what you're going to do. They start using force. If you run a touchdown and you finish running your touchdown and you go to the other people's bench and sit on their bench and be like, they're going to be like, man, get off our bench. You on the wrong side, cuz. And they start making you leave. I ain't going nowhere. Come on, man. It comes a time in somebody's life where, oh my God.
What the hell has happened? So we don't know where to stand your ground. Is that what everybody's telling me? That's all I'm saying. I'm confused about that.
I'm not saying that he should not get a lesser sentence or something, but dude, you was in the wrong place, period, with a weapon.
But anyway, it was an article written, by Daily Mail, and they wrote about Carmelo Anthony. And pay attention to some of the words they use in this article. Pay attention to the headline. They are really playing on this whole little race bait thing. Let me read this article for you guys right now. Let's go. It's crazy. Boom! It's a teen killer whose victim, 17, died in twins' arms, set to be freed from jail amid huge bail reduction. Teen killer, victim who was 17, died in his twin brother arms. Boy, they really playing on people's emotions, ain't they? Let's continue reading. A teen who fatally stabbed a 17-year-old boy at a Texas track meet had his $1 million bond reduced to $250,000 on Monday. Anthony, age 17, was in court as he faces a first-degree murder charge for the killing of Austin Metcalf, who died in his twin brother Hunter arms after being stabbed in the heart earlier this month. When he posts the bond, the accused killer will have to wear an ankle monitor and cannot leave his parents' home without permission from Judge Angela Tucker. His lawyer said he expects him to post bond later on Monday. The teen wore a gold jumpsuit, handcuffs, and chains that he watched defense lawyers had asked for the bond to be lowered to $150,000, citing his age and lack of criminal history. Prosecutor has asked Anthony's father, Andrew Anthony, why he cannot use more than $400,000 in donated funds for his son's defense to pay the original $1 million bond. Andrew Anthony told the court that he has no access to the donated funds and could not afford to pay a $1 million bond. As reported by CBS 11, Anthony's lawyer also said the money was not for bail and instead should be used for a legal defense. He gonna need it. Collin County, they gave you a $1 million bond and they want your head on a stick. They trying to make an example. That's why I don't think they should have this trial in Collin County. They gotta move this trial somewhere else, but it's such a high profile case. There's no way, wherever you move the trial to, the juror heard about this story. They gonna have tainted views anyway. I'm just being honest. But let's continue. Anthony's father will also question in court over an incident in the teen's high school back in February that involved an altercation assault. It's not clear whether Anthony was an aggressor, victim, or witness in the incident, which was handled internally by Frisco Independent School District. That's a picture of Carmelo Anthony. Looks pretty dapper. He dressed up. Picture of Austin Metcalf. Hell of a football player, Both kids are pretty good kids, Sad situation, man. Let's see what this says.
Is that the
The
10th?
defense also questioned Anthony's father and mother, who said their son is an ace too and the captain of the football and track teams at his high school. Anthony was described as the oldest of 3 children who had never been arrested before Metcalf's murder. He was the captain of his football and track teams at school and worked at Foot Locker, as well as the second job at H-E-B supermarket prior to the stabbing. So yeah, Carmelo Anthony, football player, track, worked at Foot Locker, worked at a supermarket. He ain't that gun-toting super thug everybody was calling him. Everybody was calling him.
But he had a knife.
Monster.
But he had a knife, though.
They're throwing up gang signs and all. He was just a normal kid trying to make a way.
But he had a knife.
Let's
Stick
continue.
to the fight. Facts.
Metcalf's killing has divided the Frisco community.
And what makes it so bad is just because he had a job and played on the football field and everything in his spare time, that don't mean he didn't hang out with gangbangers or drive around, or doing whatever. Come on, man. Just stick to the facts, man. You saying, he wasn't a gangbanger because he had a job. Huh? No. That don't mean nothing. Stick to the facts. That's all. The fact is, he brought a knife to school. A weapon. What'd he bring that knife to school for? Because he was taking home ed? He had that knife out on the field with him. They supposed to be running track? I don't understand. I still don't get... I'm just going by the facts. Was they in a track meet running around that track? And then all of a sudden it started raining, so he ran to... I don't know what was happening. I still don't know. I just know that he went under somebody else's tent. Maybe because it was raining, but he had a knife with him. So if he running track with his track outfit on, why would he need this knife? So I don't understand. Maybe he wasn't running track. They still had on the uniform and they backpack and everything. And I'm gonna go under this tent. I'm not getting the full story
Nation
yet.
at large. Judge Tucker said they never had the security issues they faced with this case, according to Fox 4. A spokesperson for the Anthony family was previously forced to deny that the accused killer had been bullied by Austin before the fatal confrontation at the match. The 2 boys had never met one another prior to the horrific stabbing. So yeah, when it first happened, people on the other side that was looking for a self-defense claim, they were saying that Austin Metcalf was bullying Carmelo Anthony. They had prior history, but both sides admit that Carmelo Anthony didn't know who he was. They never met each other. First time ever seeing each other and crossing each other's paths was at that track meet. So we could take the bullying off the table. He was not getting bullied by Austin Metcalf. So let's just be fair.
Even if he was getting bullied.
Just before his bond hearing on Monday, Anthony family retained Mike Howard, a Dallas criminal defense attorney. His former lawyers, Billy Clark and Kim T. Cole, confirmed to WFAA Saturday that they would no longer be representing Anthony, while the Next Generation Action Network, a non-profit supporting the team, announced the legal change. An arrest report says the confrontation between the 2-star football players began when Metcalf told Anthony he was sitting under another team's pop-up tent and told him to move, as reported by NBC. The 2 students from different high schools began fighting before Carmelo unzipped his bag and reached in, telling Austin, "Touch me and see what happened." The report said Austin then grabbed Anthony to tell him to move, and Anthony pulled out a black knife and stabbed Austin once in the chest. Now, I'm hearing rumors there's video of this, so it's going to be able to corroborate the story. Did he have reasonable
It's time to look that
reasons
up.
to fear for his life? Was his deadly force justified, or did Carmelo Anthony overreact? Can we all agree? Somebody put their hands on you, you in some bleachers, you got the right to get them up off you. If you arguing that, then you stupid as hell. Carmelo Anthony had the right to defend himself. The issue is, did he have a right to use deadly force? Was it an overreaction to his self-defense claim? That's what I'm talking about. Anthony reportedly ran away before being arrested by responding officers. He had apparently told the school resource officer, "I was protecting myself," and he put his hands on me. So yeah, look. Directly after the stabbing happened, Carmelo Anthony said, "I was defending myself." He put his hands on me. So yeah, this isn't more to read. So yeah, man, that's pretty much it, man. Sad case. sad situation. I want to send my condolences to Austin Metcalf family, his twin brother Hunter. Seeing your twin die in your arms, that gotta be tough. He gonna need therapy. He might not ever get over that. You gotta think about it. You came in this world with your twin. Y'all was dressing alike when y'all was little. Y'all played on the same sports team. Everywhere he went, you was there. Y'all got the same circle of friends. Then all of a sudden at a track meet, he loses his life. And I want to send prayers to Carmelo Anthony family. I know you send your kid to a track meet. You probably didn't know he was packing a knife in his backpack. Another kid confronts him. And all of a sudden your world is turned upside down because your kid is being accused of murder. And everybody's in an uproar. The case is highly publicized. Everybody's divided. And you got to live through that. They know your name. They know your address. So I pray that this family remains safe. I encourage them to move. Get the hell out. Get the hell out of Collin County, man. That's all I'm saying. But anyway, guys, those are my thoughts about this whole situation. I want to hear how you guys feel about it. Do you think Carmelo Anthony stabbing Austin Metcalf was justified? Or do you think he's overreacted and he should spend the rest of his life in jail? Let me know in the comment section. Share this video. I love you guys. Peace.
I don't think he should spend the rest of his life in jail. I think he should get some type of punishment. I think they should focus more on the fact of why did you bring a knife to school in the first place? What was you planning on doing with that knife? Was he taking some type of cooking class? Did he need the knife for other purposes? And then you just realize, oh, I got a knife. Did he bring that knife to school for self-defense, period? Knowing he was on the football team as a star, somebody that's supposed to be setting the example, right? He's supposed to be a person setting the example. So he should have known, as a person setting the example, he should have been going to somebody else's tent. God dang it, I can't believe this. Over going to somebody else's tent, man. Doing a track meet. Oh my gracious, man. Look here. I'm gonna get on up out of here. Y'all let me know what y'all think. I mean, if that's the case, you could just go over to somebody else's territory and say, I'm gonna stay here. Make me leave. Whatever. Then all of a sudden, I pull out a weapon and start stabbing people. You can't do that. On the football field, you can't just go on somebody else's huddle. Make me leave. Make me leave. You asking for trouble. So he went over there. I'm not going to say he went over there kind of asking for trouble because he knew he had that knife in his bag. And I stabbed somebody with this knife. I don't know, man. I don't know enough about it, man. Why did he go over there in the first place? And how far away was his tent? Was his tent on the other side of the field? Imagine if the rain started and they was on closer to his tent, and one of their boys came over. Yo, man, I'm just trying to get out the rain, cuz. Can I get out the rain? Man, go to your own tent. They would have said the same thing, I'm pretty sure. I don't know, man. Look here. I'm going to get on up out of here. Hey, y'all take it light, take it slow. Tell them Uncle Mike told me so. Told you so. Tell me what y'all think. Peace out.